Hi everyone, and welcome to a surprise review, let's put it that way. This is an IEM that is still not available in the market. It will soon be available in the market, and it's manufactured by, well, by a surprise, by a company that's a certain surprise to it, and I'm talking about XINHS. Yes, that's right. XINHS also makes IEMs, or also pretending to get into the game of making and selling IEMs. And they've actually got 3 models. This is one of 3 that I will be reviewing. And I started with this one because I thought it would be the most, well, the one that would make the most sense to start with. Let's put it that way. On my left here, we have the GS Audio GD3A. There's also the GD3B, which is basically the same thing. It just differs on the BAs used. This one uses a Sonian BA and a Knowles BA plus the 10.2mm dynamic driver. It's a 2+1 hybrid. Nice acrylic resin shell. Kind of in a nutshell, in a very reduced kind of manner, it's a very, very nice sounding IEM. Out of all of the GS Audio ones that I have listened to, and it's 5 so far, this is probably the one that I have gotten the most pleasure out of, especially when I consider the price that it has. It's not all perfect. I mean, it's not a bass head IEM, although it's got plenty bass. But it's the quickness, it's the quality, it's the texture that bass has that above all makes it stand out, which it's actually a feature of most of GS Audio's IEMs that I've listened to, at least 2 so far, is that they have a very, very characteristic sound to their bass. It's quick, it's clean, it's fast, it's impactful, it's got good texture, and the quantity is just right, it's perfect. It's got no monstrous quantities of bass, but what there is available is very, very good quality. In terms of the mids, slightly recessed on the males. The female vocals are perfect. It is a very analytical IEM, and that sometimes can bring out a little bit of coldness to the sound, especially because, like I said, the treble is very clean. Soundstage is wide enough. It's got good coherency. I mean, everything. It's all in all, it's a really, really good IEM, and under $100, it's difficult to find something which is going to be substantially better than this. Honestly, it is. To my right, I have an oldie in the 2+1 scene, the Audio L3, the Legacy 3s. These are the ones with this kind of cog retro look to them. Okay, 8mm dynamic driver, not a 10mm as they say. It's an 8mm. It's got a 29689 Knowles for the mids, well, mid highs, and 30095 for the highs. Okay, again, very nice shell, perfect fit, and in a nutshell, or in a very kind of concise manner as well, it's how can I put this in a way that it's not going to sound like it's not a good IEM. It is a very good IEM, sounds really good, but perhaps the tuning was left a little bit conservative. So there are certain things about it which there's nothing wrong with it, and it does nothing particularly spectacular either. The bass is good, not a lot of sub bass, but the bass that does exist is good. Not as clean as the GD. The GD is on a different level. The mids are good. They are good. Males better than the females in this case. as opposed to the GD. Treble is nice and clean, not as detailed as the GD, no way. But that also makes the sound be a little bit warmer. Although both, I can say, are, I guess you could say, are V-shaped or mild V's. Let's put it that way. This one is a little bit warmer than the GD, so that lack of sparkle that it has, to a certain extent, makes the sound a little bit more cozy. Let's put it that way. Okay. Soundstage is average. Imaging is average. There's also good coherency, in the IM. There's really nothing, like I said, that you can point as, oh, it's wrong. It's fine. It's fine. The sound is accurate enough. It's open enough. Imaging is, like I said, is good enough. I think for the price, they could have done better, but it is what it is. And if I have to compare it to the GD3A, the GD3A, it's alive. In my opinion, the GD3A is shooting way above its price, way above what is offered. I mean, it is really, really, really a good IEM. Okay? Enter our topic for today. It was sent to me in a very simple case, XINHS. The tips, which look like BGVP tips. By the way, when I say sent to me, it was not given to me. I bought the IMs, paid for them, normal price, no discounts, no nothing. I bought them. Okay, and all that was asked in return was for my honest opinion of what I thought about them, and that's what I'm doing. So this was not a gift or anything of the sort. This is the cable that it comes with it. Very nice cable, which again is something this is what I expected. Balance 2.5. If this is a cable manufacturer, well, put a decent cable with your IM. Resin acrylic shell, and I'll point towards something in a second. The drivers used is a 10mm driver. See if I can, there we go, 10mm driver, and it is a 10mm, it's not an 8mm, it's a 10mm driver. It uses as well a 29689 and a 33518, which is, let's say, basically an upgraded 395, 30095. Anyway, those are the BAs. That's the dynamic driver used. It's also got the switches like, let me actually get the left side as well, just like the TA audio, and this is where I'm trying to get to. They are probably manufactured by the same people. The shell is exactly the same. Okay, the shell is exactly the same. No difference. And when I mean no difference, I mean it is exactly the same. Angle, everything, thickness, there, everything. Shape of the faceplate, the way there's a nuance there on the shell, the same thing here. It is exactly the same shell. Okay, so whoever is manufacturing for TA audio is definitely manufacturing for XINHS. The difference here is in terms of, let me just show you that we have 2 ports or 2 nozzles, a red filter for the mid-high combo. Okay, that's that. And here we have three bores. Let's see if I can try and show you this. There we go. There we go. Yes. 1, 2. It's a little bit difficult. Let me try and zoom in a little bit more. This is a hard one to show. Not the easiest. Come on. Anyway, there we go. Trust me, it's 3 nozzles. Okay, so one for the mids, one for the highs, and you can see the tuning filters there as well. I'll try and see if I can point them out to you guys. There we go, the tuning filter for the one, tuning filter for the other, dynamic driver. There we go. Okay. Fit is flawless. I mean, it's really nice. It's just like the Thea audio. It fits perfectly, at least in my ears. Nothing to say. 2-pin connector, like actually all of them. What about the sound? That's what we want to know. What does it sound like? Well, let me say this. It sounds amazing, amazing. It has got a lot of what I like from the GD. Well, let me get this out of the way here. Let me just get something here very much out of the way. Okay, let's try to see if I can. So, GD, XINHS 1 plus 2, and oops, here we go. Okay, and the Thea audio. Out of the way straight away. Thea audio is not in the same league. Period. That's that. If up to now, in my opinion, the GD had really no competition because I don't, and I'll be very frank, I haven't heard the Star C, but I doubt the Star C is better than the GD. I really doubt it. I doubt it because this thing has got bass, which both in quantity and in quality that the Star C doesn't have. And that I can put my hands on fire for that. And I know it from people that have actually owned the Star C and so on. They say that the Star C's strong point is definitely not the bass. The bass is not it's the mids and the highs and the clarity that are its forte. And in that aspect, detail retrieval, clarity, and so on is definitely not a missing point here for the GD. So back to the XINHS. It's got 4 settings, like I was mentioning, 4 settings. I've actually got it on the one. So switch number 1 on, switch number 2 off, which is a switch which on this setting gives a slight little boost to the bass. Sorry, we have maybe a 1-2 dB boost over the standard, and it cuts the across the board, the mids and the highs. So from, let's say, 2 all the way to about 10k, it cuts all of that by about 3-4 dBs from the standard, both off. And that for me gives it the most balanced sound. It's a bright IM. It's a mild V with a bright IM, but it's a bright IM. Sorry, and that way it makes it very nice. It makes it much more balanced, much more coherent. It has got loads of detailed retrieval capabilities as well, just like the GD. The vocals, I found them overall more complete than the GD. If the GD, the male vocals are a little bit recessed over here, I didn't find them a little bit recessed. I found them maybe overly warm. So tonality wise or timbre wise, maybe the GD will be more correct than the XINHS. So timbre, tonality, the GD has it beat, but it's only on certain things. It's not overall. Okay. Highs, clean, perfect. Bass, in my opinion, as good as the GD. It's also equally fast. Perhaps just a little bit too full sometimes. And I guess it has to do with the extra energy that it has in the mid bass, in the bass mid bass area. So the sub bass below 60 is very similar, but from 60 to about 300 hertz, the XINHS is a little bit more. It's got a little bit more energy, and sometimes it can make things sound. And again, it goes back to what I was just saying. Tonality is perhaps where it loses out to the GD. Okay. Overall, soundstage is wide enough, plenty wide. Imaging is good. Again, I think the coherency between the drivers was quite well achieved. Perhaps maybe the drop before it actually starts picking up the pin again could have been a little bit less, and when I show you the graph, you will see perhaps what I mean. But overall, I think it was a decently well tuned IM. I didn't really notice anything missing or anything. If anything, like I said again, and I want to reiterate that, I think that sometimes there's a little bit too much added, just a little bit, okay? But overall, it's an amazing IM, amazing IM. I have no idea what will be the final price that they will be selling it for. I hope they are able to sell it for around the same price as the GD, so 90 to 100, $105. I hope that they are able to sell it with a decent cable like this cable that it brought, and that they, give it a half decent packaging. I mean, at least as good as the GDs. Excuse me, and that's it. I mean, we have a new face in town, and I think it's worthwhile seeing what XINHS has to say. I'll be reviewing its big brother, the OnePlus 4. I'm just waiting on it to arrive, and I will be reviewing also a let's put it, a Triple One Melee clone that they have, exactly the same shell. That one has already arrived, but I prefer to first show you guys this one. Alright, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and talk to you soon. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.